Right, it is time for my May TBR, or actually reading challenge. Hey everyone, it is Shannon, and I'm super excited to be here today and to share with you my plans for reading in May. I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently this month, and I will pick a TBR, but I'm going to be working exclusively with the books on my currently reading list. That being said, I do have a couple exceptions, including I am buddy reading the second Aru Shah book with Izzy and Kay Kelly, and the live show for that is Tuesday, May 25th. So if you are reading Aru Shah with us or you would like to jump in, feel free to do that. And I will be reading that, so I will be starting one new book, at least. I'll only start one new book. Anyway, but my main focus this month is actually going to be working on the books on my currently reading list. And I am going to set myself the challenge of reading 2,000 pages from the books on my currently reading list, and I am going to draw randomly which books to read. So for the first week, I am going to pick 5 titles, and I have jars sitting here with all of my titles here. Nonfiction and fiction. I have more fiction than nonfiction, 20 fiction titles, 12 nonfiction titles, and I have 15 physical books, so there's a fair amount of physical books. I have them all here, and then I have the 17 digital, because that's how the math works. And these are books that I started within, some I started yesterday, and then one I started way back in 2019, and there's a wide variety of titles and genres on my currently reading. There is so much to choose from, and it's all books that I want to read. I looked at the list, and I'm like, yeah, none of these are things that I would DNF at this point, and they're all books I want to read, but there they are, just sitting there. And honestly, my currently reading has been over 30 for the entire year. So it's time it gets some love and attention, and so this month I'm going to focus on those books. I'm not, as I mentioned, I'm not excluding starting new things, but I am going to limit the amount of new things I start. Reading Aru Shah with book 2 with Izzy and Kay Kelly, and I'm also going to let myself read one either library book or hoopla book or hoopla title, graphic novel or comic bind up a week, just in case there's anything that's going to expire, and I don't want to lose out on something, especially since stuff with the library, sometimes it's months to get a title, so I'm not going to lose out on waiting 17 weeks for something because I'm doing this challenge. But those will mostly be shorter works, kids books, and that kind of stuff. And then everything on this list is either the nonfiction is nonfiction, and then most of the fiction is regular adult novels, and there's actually a fair amount of collections as well. So how this is going to work, as I mentioned, this is going to be a random draw. I am going to pick 3 fiction titles and 2 nonfiction titles, and then my overall goal is 2,000 pages a month, and I'm going to break that down into 500 pages a week or 72 pages a day. I don't know how strict I am going to be on the daily page count, because that's gonna be my goal, but I'm gonna track it, and I'll leave, depending on how long this video goes, I'll get to my, I'm gonna have some reading prompts, journal prompts for myself on how things are going. And I'm actually hoping to vlog my way through this, at least for the first week, and to see how it goes, because part of this is reestablishing the habit of reading some longer form and more heavier, not heavier, but some are heavy actually, heavier works. I've been reading lots of lighter stuff this year, which is great, but I feel like I've gotten in the habit of doing that, and I have gotten a little out of the habit of reading sort of regular novels, and so I'm going to try and bring that back. Okay, so now, so 2,000 pages a month, 500 pages a week, or 72 pages a day, and fingers crossed that I can vlog my way through it. I haven't vlogged for a while, and doing it for the whole month might be a bit much, but I'm going to try at least for the first week and see how it goes. And so let's get to picking the titles, because that's, of course, the exciting part. I don't know whether I should bounce back and forth between fiction and nonfiction, or do all fiction. Let's bounce back and forth. So this is fiction. So there's 20 titles in here. Shake it up a little bit. Actually, I think I need a bit of a smaller jar. This feels like quite a big jar. So let's see. Oh, it's going to be that one. So title number 1, center. Storm Cursed. Oh, yay. Okay, so let me get that one. I'm reading digitally from the library. Storm Cursed is one of the most recent books I started. This is by Patricia Briggs. It is the 11th book in the Mercy Thompson series, and I have 265 pages left. I literally just started it I think about within the last week, and I've only read the first 1 or 2 chapters. Okay, so urban fantasy to start. See, I am so excited. Oh yeah, okay, that's great. That's great. Okay, so nonfiction. First nonfiction pick. Okay. Which one should I pick? Let's go with this one. Center. Essential Art History. Okay, let me find that. Ooh, that's a hefty one. Okay, so this is Essential Art History by Duro and Greenhog. It doesn't have their first names. All the titles will be down below. So this I started last year at some point. I have 259 pages left. It is a lexicon, so it's a little drier reading, and this is traditionally something I would normally read during the commercials of TV, but we have had so much less live TV. I've gotten a little bit out of the habit of reading these kind of books. But yeah, okay, I will be working on that this month. Okay, back to fiction. So second fiction pick. I don't know. Oh, no, it's that one. I always think that. I'm like, I don't know which one it'll be, and then, like, all of a sudden you do know. Oh, Nelly. Okay. Tess of the Dubervilles by Thomas Hardy. Oh gosh. Okay, so this is a bit of a heavier text. Obviously, it's a classic. I've read Far from the Madding Crowd by Thomas Hardy, which the language is beautiful. I don't know how I didn't love it. It was quite a landmark reading moment finally finishing it. It actually launched those books project was inspired by not being able to understand that book the first time I read it. But yeah, so this will be my second Thomas Hardy. I think I started this last summer or fall, and I read like the first couple of chapters and then never got back to it. Let's see how much I read this week. Okay, second nonfiction book. Well, now it feels weird that it'll only be 2 nonfiction books, but that's what I decided, so that's what we're doing. Okay, oh, thank goodness. Okay, so The Law's Guide to Nature, Drawing, and Journaling. This was the one book, Tess of the Dubervilles, I have 583 pages left. And for The Law's Guide to Nature, Drawing, and Journaling, I have 748 pages left. This is the one book that I was, like, hesitant to put in the jar because I love reading it so much, like so much. It's really long. It's over 1,000 pages, at least digitally, and it's just absolutely wonderful. If you have any interest in nature drawing and journaling, I highly recommend it, or nature drawing or nature journaling. It's so interesting. I just don't it seems to me there's more books that are either on drawing or journaling, but not too many on both. My sister Jamie pointed that out to me because I recommended this book to her, and so she's reading it as well. And I love it. I love it. There's lots of illustrations, so even though it's a longer title, it doesn't take that long. But honestly, I just enjoy reading it so much. I don't care if it takes me forever. Is that horrible? I don't even know. Okay, last pick. Oh my gosh, we're already at last pick. So my third fiction title will be, let's get something from the bottom. Okay. Upside down. The Female Man, that is right here. So The Female Man, this is by Joanna Russ. This is classic science fiction. It's feminist science fiction, utopic, I believe. Yeah, it does feel utopic, futuristic. It was written in 1975. I started this for Maya's Women Write Classic SFF readathon, which I can't remember if that was this month or last month. I can't remember. This month, April. So I started it this month. I have 193 pages left. Is that true? Was it last month? I can't remember. Check out Maya if you haven't. She put up a Friday Reads. I can't wait to watch it. Yeah, so her link, everything I mentioned will be down below, but I'll put a spacer before I put the titles so as to not spoil, and I'll keep that consistent if I continue to do stuff in this way. Anyway, so this is, wow, so I only have 2 physical books. Is that right? Yeah. So these are my 2 physical books, Female Man, Essential Art History, and then Law's Guide to Nature Drawing and Journaling, Storm Cursed, and Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Wow. What a weird combination, Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Okay, so from these 5 titles, I have, let's see how I can do the math, if I can do the math quickly-ish. So 200 pages, 460 pages, 1,200, 17, 2,000. So this is about 2,000 pages total. That's just really quick math. My goal is 500 pages of these this week. One of the weird things, and I wonder if anyone picked up on this yet, one of the weird things about doing this challenge is I'm actually not challenging myself to finish anything. Because I know that I have a drive to finish things once I get close to the end. So this challenge is just to read pages from these works. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Will I be able to limit myself till these 5? Will my eye stray and not do that? I don't know. I really don't know, but I'm going to try this out. So those are the 5 titles that I am planning on reading this week. And I'm hoping to read 500 pages total, 72 a day, working towards 2,000 a month. I'm going to start on Sunday. My reading week starts Sunday and goes Sunday to Saturday. And I'm hoping to vlog my way through. If you're curious as to some of the journal questions and prompts that I have for myself, these are the questions I'm going to ask myself, I think, daily. So did I hit my 72-page target? Did I enjoy the books I was reading? Do I feel behind in my reading? And leaving that as a yes or no, just did I or didn't I? Because that's something I've definitely felt recently. I felt behind in reading. Behind to what? So I'm not going to judge it too much. I'm just going to note whether I did. And I'm also going to have the question of, did I feel my reading went? How did I feel my reading went this day? Was I satisfied or unsatisfied? Did I read outside the 5? Did I read them after I got my 72 pages in? Because that's something I'm toying with as an idea, that maybe I have to finish my 72 pages first and then I can read whatever I want. It's something that may happen, may not, I'm not sure. What helped me get to my goal? What impeded getting to my goal? And if I read outside the 5, and I hadn't read my 72 pages, why did I do this? And again, I'm going to try not to judge and just answer those questions. And at the end of the week, I will look back at them and reflect on them and see what I can do to improve my success for the next week, or if I need to readjust something, if something isn't working. Is it 72 pages? Is that working? Is it not working? But that's what I will look at the end of the week. So those are the prompts. I will leave the prompts down below. Feel free to use them or modify them for your own reading goals or for other goals. And I'm really going to treat it as no judgment, just answer quick, short, yes or no, at whatever, 1 to 5, depending on the question, and then just let it go and be like, okay, I've done my tracking for the day, and then move on to the next thing. So we're going to see how this goes. As I mentioned, I am going to try and vlog it, and I really do have no idea how this is going to. Now I'm getting worried. Now I'm like, I have these 2 books, which means there's 13 physical books I started that I'm just going to tuck away and try and just stick with these 2 physical books and 3 digital books. And the digital books, I think I'm all reading, they're all on script. Well, Tess of the D'Urbervilles is public domain. So we have science fiction, urban fantasy, classic, art, and 2 art history, 2 art nonfiction art books. Well, that makes me happy. One's art history and one is practical practices. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm excited. I am nervous. I am all the things. Let me know your thoughts. How do you think I'm going to do? Would you like to see this as vlogs? Because as I mentioned, I'm going to try and do a vlog for at least the first week, and if it goes well, I could continue that. And I will probably read one. As I mentioned, I get one library or hoopla read, and but generally it's going to be this 5. Oh wow, yeah. I'm already nervous. I'm already like, but what about my romance novel? Test of the Dubervilles might be romance. Kind of. Oh, Female Man might have some. We shall see. We shall see. The week is going to be starting very soon, and I am looking forward to it. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Wish me luck on my adventure, and we'll see how things go. All right, take care. See you soon in my next video.